Elon Musk says he would likely vote for Ron DeSantis for president 2024. This is an insider story, by the way. Musk was asked Wednesday on Twitter who he was leaning towards voting as a president, and he responded DeSantis. He made the comment after he was asked if he would vote for Republican for president, and he said TBD, to be determined, or to be decided. He added that he supported the Democratic candidate Andrew Yang in 2020 election, but believes DeSantis has a better chance of winning in the upcoming election. Musk said last month that he would vote Republican in an upcoming election, despite having voted for Democrats in the past years, and described himself as a moderate, neither Republican nor Democrat, but Wednesday's tweet are his most explicit political statement yet. So, Jedediah, when you heard this, what was your reaction, and were you surprised?
I was not surprised at all. My reaction was great. I think Ron DeSantis is the guy. I don't know if he wants the job. I don't know if he wants to run. He's the guy to run. He's 100% the guy to run. It's unsurprising to me. You were talking before about, Biden and Obama. Biden has, multiple problems. Not being coherent a lot of the times is one of them. I don't even think that's funny. I think it's a serious matter. I think people around him in his circle are showing him an immense amount of disrespect by letting him go out there, because oftentimes he doesn't make any sense. Something's going on there. I'm not a doctor. I can't say what it is. Something's not right. The other thing is that the left has gotten too extreme. They have gone off the cliff. So when you talk about an Andrew Yang, when you talk about an Obama, those were people that what was extreme back then was conversations about redistribution of wealth. Remember that moment, the Joe the Plumber moment? We were all like, wow, I can't believe that was extreme. Mandating that somebody should have to have health insurance, that was extreme. That was the whole debate about Obamacare. Can you force a 21-year-old who doesn't get sick a lot, who doesn't want to pay for health insurance, to have health insurance? Those were the extremist points of view. Now, look where we're at. It's gone completely mad. Between the masking, between the lockdowns, between all of these policies, mad. Absolutely mad. So I think that the people that were once Democrats and were once saying, wait a minute, I thought Democrats were supposed to stand for freedom. I thought Democrats were supposed to stand up to big corporations. I thought Democrats would be the ones leading the fight against big pharma. I thought they'd be the ones front and center on that stuff. They're not doing their job, according to a lot of those people in the center now who lean left. Those people are also not deaf, dumb, and blind. They own businesses. They're seeing what's happening. They have kids. They're sending their kids to school. They know that what's being preached out there, all this woke ideology, these are not Republican talking points. And they know that because their kids come home and they see what their kids are learning and their kids talk to them. So this stuff that's very extreme, legitimately extreme, has gotten very real for these people, like a Musk. He's a very successful businessman. He is not a dumb guy. He knows that what's happening right now is not good for the country. So I think you're going to see a lot of people in his category. I don't mean financially in his category, but I mean people like that who are like, I'm not a committed Republican, but this is messed up. Universally stepping out, and they're going to go the way of the DeSantises. They're going to be able to vote in these small local elections. Don't forget your local elections. Those are the powerful ones. You change your community at the local level first. That's where the big impact is. Then it shifts out. It's going to make a big difference. So I'm not surprised. I'm very pleased to hear it, and I think you're going to hear. I think there are a lot of Elon Musks out there, not financially, although we all wish that was the case. Hey, I'll be an Elon Musk. But when it comes to mindset, 100%. That is in more places than we realize.
Vinny, what do you think?
I think he's right. Number one, in that. By the way, I don't think my mic is on.
No, it's on.
You're good. Okay, sorry. I think, to be honest with you, I think DeSantis is Trump-ish if you think about it, just not as extreme. He's always cracking jokes. He's always funny. He's always like in the mix. Remember we had his press who was here, Pat, that we interviewed? Mm-hmm. There's no way that he's running. Is he 100%?
Christina Pershaw, yeah.
Christina Pershaw, yeah.
He's not. Or she didn't want to say it.
She never said it. She never said it. Yeah.
Yeah. If they go at it like. They'd have to debate and go after each other, right?
Stories are coming out that he may run. By the way, this is what DeSantis said when he saw the tweet.
Yeah.
I welcome support from African Americans.
That's funny. Like, come on. Trump wouldn't be that clever, but that is, come on.
To be clear, a lot of people don't know that Elon Musk was born in South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. Some people are like, what is he talking about?
There's some wittiness to DeSantis on that one. Well, here's what I'll say. As much as Jedediah doesn't know about financial stuff, she's very well informed when it comes to political stuff. So respect to you. I think the reason why Elon Musk, and I'll put myself in that category, not the billions, but as far as like mindset goes, where he's come out, he's never voted for Republican. I think he said that. He's never voted for a Republican. I'm also in that camp. Okay, but we're at a point now where we talked about on the last podcast, we're looking for some freaking common sense at this point. We're looking for someone, Joe Biden was supposed to be the Uber driver to drive us home because there's a drunk driver at the wheel. That was the whole premise.
Yeah.
But it seems that the dementia is affecting his driving. Yeah. So at this point, essentially America, I think, I'm using Elon Musk as a bellwether or canary in the coal mine for America. They're basically saying, we don't need the orange bad guy anymore. We don't need the old creepy sleepy Joe guy. Can we just get a normal motherfucker who makes sense that America will get behind? And what I wish for America, we talked about a synergist, is I hope and I pray that we have a president that has 60% approval rating. When's the last time we had an American president who had 60% approval rating? Meaning it's not just 50-50 or 49-52. Like, when's the last time that we've had 60% approval rating? I think George W. Bush had it when he came into office. That plummeted. But I think what America needs now is someone who just unifies and says, this guy's got common sense. Yeah, I've been a Democrat my whole life, but I'm going to vote for this guy. Yeah, I'm typically Republican, and I'm a Trump guy, but I don't like what he's done for the country, and I'll vote for DeSantis. Like, DeSantis, I don't know if people want specifically Ron DeSantis or who he embodies. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'll tell you what they want from DeSantis. It's not about DeSantis. I do think he's funny, and I do think he knows when to get out of his own way, which is an art form in politics, because you can go too far and you turn people off. Trump did that a few times, and I think he lost a lot of people doing that. A few noted times where people were like, "Okay, I'm out."
Yeah.
But
like I have a specific moment where I was like, "I'm
right," and many
the
can
David
recall
Duke
that.
moment. I was like, "You don't know who David? You can't denounce the kick." I was like, "I'm out."
I think he
but
lost
everyone has that moment.
Has that moment, and many people can point to this moment with Trump.
Yes.
Now, with DeSantis is going to be harder.
And by the way, Jedediah, you bring up a very good point here. Once you make that decision mentally, I'm out. It's like if you're dating someone and there's something they do, you're like, yeah, she snores. Or yeah, he's disgusting. He smells. You're out.
Yeah, there's
no
not
matter
one
what
thing.
they do.
I don't know about
it's
that.
It's very hard to go back to that.
I don't know about that. I think we're a very forgiving country. We have such high expectation from everybody that's on the big screen, but we're a forgiving country. Look how many athletes with their past mistakes that they made and how quickly we forgave and we move on. We are about redemption. I would love to see Biden redeem himself. I'd love to see it. What are you talking about? I got 2.5 more years to. I'd love to see him redeem. Whether he's a 1-term or a 2-term, I want to see him redeem himself. I'd love to see Trump redeem himself. I'd love to see any of these guys redeem themselves. If you go to a point that you're out, there's a difference between dating, where there's zero commitment, versus a guy that's now your president. You want to see that person redeem themselves. If you're running a company, almost every single one of your employees or the leader at the top is going to make a mistake. There's not anybody that's not going to screw up. So some screw ups are small, some are mid-size, some are big. And you're going to have some tough conversations with people. And what do? Do you automatically just jump to conclusion and say, I'm done with this person? No. You give people chances to redeem, because then that person says, this guy is forgiven, he's given me chances, but then there's a limit to chances. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then you got to move on and say, this guy's just, he's got a bad attitude. As long as, for me, if your attitude is solid, if you're working on yourself, if you're a team guy, if your ego is manageable, if you're not defaming people behind closed doors, you're acting good on the outside, and then we're going to make it work at the company and we'll improve together, right? So for me, this whole concept of also expecting perfection from all our presidents, that is so far behind me with Clinton. I'm over it to expect these guys to walk on water. That is not my standard. My standard is, you screwed up. You're going to. You're the president. And we're going to judge you. This job sucks. However, 1,000 years from now, they're not going to write about the average person in history books, but they're going to write about you. So if you're part of the history books and you're going to get that kind of accolades, you're going to be on cover of all the magazines, you're going to write a book that's going to sell millions of copies, you're going to put a tweet that millions of people are going to follow, there comes pressure. So can you please make some better choices? Because we're relying on you to improve yourself. So I come from that thought. Don't get me wrong. Both of these guys have said a lot of crazy things. But this is America. We believe in redemption.
I like what you're saying. I love the message.
Yeah.
I love it. I have to go with Adam on this one. I can't believe I'm about to ruin my career by saying I'm just agreeing with Adam, just so you know. But the thing about it is, I think I would love for a lot of people to have your attitude. I would love that, because that means that when you say, I want Joe Biden to come out of this and I want him to do better, you're rooting for your country. You're rooting. It's beyond politics for you. It's beyond Joe Biden. It's not personal. It's not personal. It's like, I want the country to do well. I want him to come out of whatever's going on, and I want him to do better. That's a wonderful way to look at it. However, I don't think that's the way a lot of people look at it. I think people make a decision. People who can't stand Trump, they will hate Trump forever. They wouldn't, no matter what. The earth could be caving in, and Jesus could come down and say, Trump is the guy who's going to pull us back out. And there would be people who said, I got to sing.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.